All right, guys, I'm pumped up, man. I'm going to do a review on the Flex Foam Lifetime decoys. I'm going to sound like a broken record with the conditions, the real world, but I've got 2 seasons on these in a lot of different conditions, and I feel like this video will add value. When I was looking for decoys or I'm looking for products, I'm always looking for somebody out there to just tell me about them. Where have you had them? What do you think of them? So I'm going to try to remember the costs, some features about them. Would I buy them again? Am I still running them? Do I recommend them? Pro, con? Just kind of a general overview, just kind of some thoughts about them. So, like I said, Flex Foam Lifetime decoy. Here's the mallard. I'm going to give you a rundown, like I said, let you take a look, and then let you know on some of the features that it has. There's the hand. Good looking hand overall. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, it's got the pontoon style. Here's the opening, here's the connection points. It's got a rear and a front facing, which is cool. Right here, you can add these 2-ounce lead weights. They come, I got them, they weren't installed. If you install them, they'll self-ride no matter what. So when you chuck them, they'll always land up like a traditional decoy. If you have them out, they won't always self-ride. So you could chuck them, they might not tip every time or land right. So that's up to you. But with those out, they're under a pound each, which is crazy to think, but super light. I run them within, so I don't have to worry about it. I just, I'm like you guys, the rigs, Texas rigs, I use their Lifetime rigs and just chuck them and go. So that's a cool feature. It's also a cool feature. I run in a lot of ice down here. When I say down here, I'm in Utah. And so I'll pull a dozen of these and just take the rigs off and get to set them right on the edge of the ice. And they're just great. And I'm just going to pull up the different ones as I'm talking between the hand. So that's a great plus. You can put them on the ice. Here's the deal with this. They say Flex Foam. It's soft. It's a little bit pliable, but it's harder than you think. So quiet. The crazy thing is I add that to the review because it was never a thing. Decoy, clatter, noise. You never thought anything until these things came out. These are just dead quiet. It's crazy to even think about. Just hearing people in the background of the boat launches loading up their dekes to mine that doesn't make noise. And I'm not saying that that's like better or anything. It's just, I didn't know it was a thing. They were really quiet. But anyways, here's the postures. They all have kind of that resting, comfortable mallard head. They don't have any feeders, which in some people's mind that could be a con, which I'm not going to disagree with you. These are just kind of the fixed head positions, but they are a comfortable resting mallard, so probably makes them look inviting. Okay, so I've had these. I'm down here. This is the 2nd year I've had them. Great Salt Lake, saltier than the ocean, brackish water, just nasty sulfur mud. It's nasty down here. That's the wear that you've seen on them. I do not wash them. I probably should. I've had these on I live near a lake, big water, big chop. I've had them on the Snake River, lots of current, the Columbia River, Great Salt Lake, everything all over the West. I've had these in the mud and the water, and that's kind of the condition these are in. I'll just see if you can see any imperfections. They look pretty darn good for 2 years old. I don't see any fading. It's really warm here early season. It gets really cold. They just have shown minimal wear. Maybe if I washed them up, I could maybe see, but they look really good to me. A big thing on these, which I really love here, especially with chop, it doesn't take much for these to really get some great movement, especially in any kind of current. Like I said, I had them on the Snake and the Columbia. There's a little bit of current, and they moved phenomenal. Lots of chop here on the big lake. They rode the waves well. One thing that I do like about them, probably compared to other decoys, and there's some out there with this lighter, kind of that lighter look. I wasn't sure about that. You talk to a lot of guys, and I like the darker decoys. They really pop, and the bright ones, I don't know, sunny days. Look, guys, when you put these in dark environments, they absolutely pop. And I'm a believer in setting myself apart from different spreads. They haven't seemed to flare birds, because of them appearing to pop on the water. Look, when you find a stack of mallards, you know that they're mallards. They're bright. And so I don't mind that. A really good looking hand. Guys, drop a comment below if you guys run these, your pros and cons. Let me know if you've run into any issues with these. I haven't yet. Maybe I will, knock on wood. I just haven't. I'm not going to say I trash my gear. I'm not going to say I take care of it. I'm probably like you guys. I'm somewhere in the middle. They go from the boat to the truck to hanging in my garage. I would probably say I get to hunt a lot of different conditions. Like I said, the Great Salt Lake, saltwater to the Columbia, all these different conditions. They're on a lot of bodies of water. So I feel like I have a good idea of what these can do and what they can't do. So would I recommend these? Yes, 100%. Especially, I don't want to just say public hunter, but anyone who's got to walk in, or guys like me, good point I forgot, guys like me who run mud motors, where weight counts, and you want to stack 6, 7 dozen decoys, which we like to do sometimes here, trying to set yourself apart on these big bodies, these big public lands. You want to create that big comfortable zone. That's where these come in handy. And I don't want to knock any other brands. I've ran some other ones. They look great. Man, they are just heavy. And my mud motor, it cares about a third guy and 6, 7 dozen decoys. It does care. It's not a 115 Yamaha. It's not a 115 Merc. It's a lawnmower motor trying to propel 3 grown men, you know, at a 20-foot boat. So it cares about weight. So I'm always cautious about, hey guys, what are we bringing? How much stuff? You know, with this, honestly, it's given me a little bit of kind of peace on, you know, what I could carry, what I can't carry. I just throw them in there now. And so you could say I'm being a little bit picky, a little bit worried about it, but when you're running current night, 2 o'clock in the morning, I want to get up on plane. I want to be the load balanced and light to be able to run. So that's where I really like these. I just finished up in another state a couple weeks ago. I had my brother-in-law and my cousin. They've obviously used these because I've been around, but they actually haven't carried them in, and we were hunting a public spot, and they both were just like, these are ridiculously light. So if that's a pro for you, or if it's a con or whatever, for me it's a huge pro. The durability and the weight is second to none. I think it's the lightest and probably one of the most durable decoys out there. So that's 2 years in saltwater, freshwater. And you know what, guys? I think that's about it, man. Just a heck of a decoy. Check them out. If I missed anything, drop a comment below. If you like them, if you love them, if you hate them, let me know. I like them. I would highly recommend them. Thanks, guys.